What's up guys, this is Void of Dust Gaming, your channel for fresh Arena of Valor content, and today I've got something not so fresh because I was on holidays a couple of weeks ago in the Netherlands, and one evening I decided to play a little Arena of Valor game, and it was KRIKNAK that I wanted to field into the jungle. The connection wasn't that stable, and you might find that in the game, but nonetheless the game was actually pretty good, and I just wanted to use the opportunity to show some valid KRIKNAK game right at the start of this video. And I would say let's just check the build before we go into the actual gameplay so that you guys know what I'm talking about. So as you can see, we are going into a full damage build without any sustainability, usability, whatever stuff. KRIKNAK is the archetype of the glass cannon. That means that you are going to hit like a truck, but if you can't deliver the damage and there will be some retaliation purposes, you are going to die horribly. And that's one of the reasons why I don't like this champion so much, because you really need the alpha strike, and if the alpha strike doesn't connect to the enemy, you are going to have a really bad time. So as you can see, the only item that we're building for usability is the Gilded Greaves here. We've got Blade of Eternity in here as well, but the rest of the build is completely tweaked around damage with the Soul Reverb, with the Rank Breaker, with Omni Arms and Fenrir's Tooth. To continue this kind of setup, I'm going with my Marksman Warrior build. That means we've got 10 times Onslaught, we've got 10 times Assassinate, and we also got 10 times Skewer for this really lovely Armor Pierce. And the result of this is normal attacks are enhanced by 45 points, Armor Pierce is enhanced by 100, and movement speed is improved by 10%. Enchantment wise, I've decided to try the old build with the League of Humans core enchantment and the cycle to be ready for the game. As soon as I die, I can just go quickly into the game back again. If there is some kind of situation where we've got a team fight and my help would be needed, then I can press the button, and the rest of it is basically trying to mitigate with the downfalls that we have. So we've got Mark of the Frost in here, we've got Devour, we've got Deadly Claw, and we've got Gunslinger to just boost our stats a little bit further. And how this all combines into one single gameplay is the stuff that we are going to look at right now. Be prepared and have fun. Alright, here we go. And the game is so old that I can't even remember what I played at that evening slash at that night. So it's going to be some reaction video basically from my side of the screen. So what I see is that we have someone going on the dual lane, and that is the top lane, and therefore I've started in the red side of the jungle in order to get to level 4 and then try to gank the dual lane. At least that I think that was my intention at that point of the evening. Let's see if that is correct or if I'm mistaken and I did something completely different to the initial plan. So we've got Valheim and Alice on the dual lane, we've got Diochan and Richter. So I would say in total we've got a decent, it's not crazily good, like it's not meta choices overall, but it's a decent matchup that you can play with and play around, because what Diochan is going to do, she is going to provide some really nice CC for the team, and that is going to help me a lot because I am the assassin and I want easy tasks and easy targets to play against. So now I need to kind of move out, but we commit everything into this little team fight, and as you can see, it kind of pays off because we have already been on a 2 versus 1. I simply don't know why I entered the fight at this point, because it's not really worth it. But on the other side, we are stressing the kill meter even further, but now we're down to 3 versus 3, so completely even fight. Don't really think that any team has got any benefits from it. And therefore I just decided to go back into the jungle, try to hit level 4 and see if I can make a play on the top side, and as you can see, I just swiped up to see the health status of the enemy team, and it was not really in our favor. So I tried to catch up Dio-chan here, but I misclicked. Mechanical wise, that was questionable, but in the end we're trying our very best to get a kill here on Baldur, which is of course really nice, and I do get the kill on Telenas, so it pays off in the end. Really hard work. That was really hard, and now we've got the perfect approach onto the Abyssal Dragon, because everything in the enemy team is going backwards and they're kind of retreating, and we even do get the jungle stack on this. That means that we are a little bit faster on stacking up our Soul Reaver, which is actually quite nice. So I'm frostbiting the Sage buff here, and I'm going immediately back into my jungle rotation, missing a little bit here because I can't flip over the wall. Well, fair enough. Things like that do happen. So we've got the boots upgraded right now, which just tells us that we're going to try to upgrade the Soul Reaver in the next little bit, and this is the start of the build. And Zuka, Richter are not doing too much against each other. I'm trying to get Zuka in here, but unfortunately I'm level 5, he's level 5, so that's not really something that we can fight. Fortunately, Richter goes in and tries to secure the kill. I'm going into my Frostmark here, so I'm trying to get away from Arthur, which seems to work out nicely. Yes, indeed, it worked out fine. But as you can see, the score, the result is already not in our favor. It's 5 versus 7 after a really skyrocketing start, where the kills on both sides of the teams were just falling into pieces. It was crazy. So at this point of the game, I think it's quite important that you just stick to your game plan. Everything seems to be a little bit messy. Everything seems to be a little bit confused. We've got fights all over the place. We've got Dio-chans here. We've got Telenas in the middle. We've got Zukas on the duo lane. So everything is mixed up quite strangely. And I would say the best that you can do right now is just stick to your game plan, clear the jungle, look for opportunities to gank, swipe in to see if there is some contestant that you can actually put damage onto, and not being killed like I was in this kind of scene. And I really wonder what my plan was. I don't see it. Like, seems to be a little bit like nearsighted, just hopping in, being a little bit trollish, and I need to change this kind of attitude, because otherwise we're going to lose the game, because at the moment the jungler is not really helpful. And I just hope that I'm going to change this, because I thought after I recorded the video that this was actually going to be something that you guys might like. Strange things are going to happen, I guess. So unfortunately we're not able to get Zuka here. That would have been a really nice kill, because he was playing quite good. And okay, well, this is okay, well, not well. I thought that I'm going to kill Telenas, but actually my strength is not enough, and therefore I need just a little while. Here we go. Okay, kill. Well, good teamwork here. So the team fight was actually played quite nicely. We focused on the important stuff. We got the kill, and now we are down to 9 versus 10. So the gap is a little bit closer right now. So that means that we can basically get into the game. No towers have fallen so far, so everything is still open. And that's the important stuff. Like kills, it's just a number. And that number is quite important, because it means you might just be leading in sorts of gold stuff, but it doesn't mean that you are about to win the game. And that Zuka kill was basically a gift. He was just gifting me that stuff. I mean, it's not my birthday yet, but I took it lightly. It was a pleasure. Thanks, Zuka, for just being able to kill you here. Overextended so much, it's not even funny anymore. And now I am back into the jungle, and trying to get as much gold as I can. And I saw an opportunity to get into the tower here with Richter, but unfortunately Arthur is closing in, and therefore we both are retreating, because you can't get the tower with Arthur underneath it. It's just not worth it. Arthur will just will you down. It's just something that Arthurs do. So I thought, like, okay, there's a little gold for me in here, and that Arthur, I don't know. That was not really in their favor. I mean, I was killed in retaliation, and who was that? Looked like Dio-chan. She got out alive, but as you can see, I'm leading the gold. I'm a little bit ahead of Telenas, which is actually quite nice, but to see her leading the result page of the enemy team is actually quite frightening, because you don't want the AD carry from the enemy team being in the leading position with the gold stacks, because that just means that she's gonna evolve into some items, and that just means more damage, and more damage is always something that you want to try to avoid as heavily as possible. So we need to shut her down properly, because she is actually at the moment the biggest threat to our team. Of course, Dio-chan, Baldoom, Arthur, they all got their tricks up their sleeves, but now we need to focus on the damage dealers, because they are going to rip our team apart. So with a 4-3-6, it's actually not looking that bad. So I do have some advantage here over the lower parts of my team. But now, as you can see, they're closing in on the Abyssal Dragon, and I do have a rough time here. And that was the bad connection. Sorry for that. I couldn't help it. The house in the Netherlands wasn't too stable, but I was so grateful that I made it out alive. I don't know how it happened. It was just overly crazy, because I thought, like, okay, I'm dead. Like, basically that's what I thought would happen to me. And now I see the opportunity to open up some lane here. My team is fighting. I mean, I'm super fast, so I would be able to make it in time, but the tower is more important to get the regeneration here, and the tower is history. So how mean was that? Pretty mean, I suppose. So I mean, the enemy team is always a little bit ahead, and that's not going to win you games, but of course it's a little bit more comfortable than our situation, where we are a little bit behind. And as you can see, we've got 2 towers, the enemy's got 2 towers, so that's basically equal. But they've got the middle tower, and the middle tower is the most important one, because it's the shortest lane from your core to the enemy core. So that's the lane that you want to rule. That's super important. But as you can see, we've got already 26 stacks, so our damage item is about to be maxed, and that's a good news. Like, that's really good that we made the effort to actually get it, and now our team is fighting, and I need to get a good angle in order to go in there and kill something that is valuable, and that is Telenas, and I got her. So that was really nice. That was really pleasant, and now I can use my ult back again to get onto the Arthur and put some damage in him, and that's really beautiful about KRIKNAK. Like, I've not really, oh my goodness, what was that all about? Shameful. That's really shameful. What I wanted to say about KRIKNAK, the good thing is about him, like, he is a class cannon, so it's going to look at that. He's actually going to be a little bit harder to play, because you don't really have any tankiness. It's really going to put you into a hard position, because as soon as you fall back, you're going to have a hard time, because what you're going to do is you will have damage items, and these damage items are actually balancing your not existent armor. So if you're falling back, you won't have those damage items, so you won't be of any good use to your team. But what's really nice about him is that actually his skill cooldown is pretty short, so you can really play him as an assassin. That means that you can dash in with your ult, you're going to deal a ton of damage, and then you can just hop out again, because your cooldown, as we saw, is about 10 seconds. So that's really nice. So we've got a triple kill on Zuka. That guy is really dangerous right now, so he is our premier, the one guy to go. And as you can see, he's legendary right now, but we are actually able to shut him down, get on a 6-5-6, and we basically saved the team, because otherwise Zuka would just have stomped upon us, got everything from our side, and basically get... I assume he would have gotten 2 towers, and 2 towers would have been a really big drawback in sorts of the team orientation here, because we need to get more towers than they do. And as you can see, we're not too fond on that. So I wanted to go in here on the dragon, and instead of jumping over the wall and trying to get away here, I mistakenly went for another damage fight, which was not really helpful at all. Yes, I'm gold lead, but it doesn't matter. That was really bad. And as I marked out to my team, my bad, and Zuka is already leading in sorts of gold. And now we're going to put like everything into account. The whole team composition of ours is not the best one. It just seems that the enemy is much better on getting their play strategy into the game. We had a harder time doing so. So now we really need to focus on the game, get into it, and kill all those pesky people here. And that's what I'm about to do. Double kill for me. So that was actually really good. And now we need to be super careful, because Zuka is still in the game. And yeah, here we go. He saw me on the map. He had the better entrance, and now he's sitting on 8 kills. But the good thing is he's got only 3 deaths, and I've got 7. So it's 24 versus 29 at the moment. And I can tell you something. I just don't like KRIKNAK that much. It's just not my kind of playstyle. I don't really have this kind of understanding with him, and that makes him a really difficult choice to play. But I wanted to show you how good KRIKNAK is in the current meta, in preparation for the jungle tier list that I'm about to do, because I just finished my support tier list, and this is going to be released on Monday. So if you're going to watch the video on a Saturday or on a Sunday, just wait until the weekend is over, and there will be new content, and that will be a new tier list. And then afterwards, I think we're going to do either jungle or we're going to do solo lane, because this is the stuff that's actually been missing. And now my team is sorting out the enemy teams, and here we go. That's a double kill for me, 10 kills right now. And now we need to focus basically just on getting the towers. We've got Valor still alive, and that's it. That's a really improvement. It's a huge benefit, because now Valheim can help us to get the towers. He's got a really strong presence here. And Zuka tries to fight us here, and I killed him. And when I killed him, that was such a huge relief. That was the point of the game where I thought we can actually win this shit. The enemy is still on cooldown. Valheim came back, focused on the tower, and now it's just a matter of sequence, and here we won the game. Thank you, Lord. I didn't think at that point that we would be about to make it. The Valheim, well-deserved MVP. I don't really need it. It was just super important that we won the game, and The least thing that I can say is that I don't really like KRIKNAK in the current meta. We've got a lot of CC, we've got a lot of tanky stuff going on, and therefore I don't really think that he is one of the best junglers. But all in all, he plays quite well if you are focusing on this pure damage layout, and then you can get 25.6% damage and get the second best score in the game. So I hope you guys were entertained with this video. If you liked it, thumbs up is highly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, subscribe and put on the bell to not miss any video in the future. And I wish you a really happy weekend. World of Dusk is out. Bye bye.